Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wrestling Prime Elite. I am your host, Tom Dog, and yes, we are here. We are live, and yeah, a little botched up the beginning there and everything like that. So, apologize for that, but we fixed it. And so yeah, anything can happen in a live environment, but that's how it is. So, got a pretty good show lined up. Pretty much everything that went down on Dynamite and Dynamite and Collision. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that, and some other good news and everything, and some other news and everything like that. So with that being said, the chat is open. Don't be shy. Say hi. Um, so let's go ahead and do our sponsors and everything like that, our plugs and everything. Um, this episode is brought to you by W Energy. Now, what is W Energy? It's an energy supplement that has no sugar, no artificial colors, flavors, and dyes, and zero chances of you crashing out. So, if you don't want to get tapped out and suffer a major loss and everything like that, you're only going to get the best with W Energy drinks. And here's something for you. If you go to w.gg right now, use that promo code BRILL at the checkout. You'll save 10% on your purchase. Anything in their store, you put that little promo code in there at the checkout, and you'll save 10% on your purchase. And while you're doing online shopping, you can check out champsports.com and get your exclusive Brody Lee Reebok Classic Leather sneakers that are only available on the website. You can't get it anywhere else. You can't go to Foot Locker. You can't go to Champ Sports in the mall if the malls are still a thing. You can only get them on their website. And if you get the shoes, the Huber family will donate 100% of the royalties to High Mark Herring, continuing Mr. Brody Lee's legacy of kindness, compassion, and community. So yeah, it's got some really cool stuff, and and you'll love it. You'll love it absolutely. And I've been doing an awful lot of coughing and everything. So I hope I'm not coming down with something. I hope not. I don't want none of that. But nonetheless, I'm still here. And it's like the way the weather's been lately, it's been ridiculous and everything. So big shout out, by the way, uh, to my good buddy Josh, who I hung out with on Sunday for Revolution. We had a good time, as you saw, and breaking the record on of the most the longest um, video I have done on this channel. So yeah, we're gonna have so yeah, this was nearly 5 hours. Nearly 5 hours I did this show. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I plan to do more. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And thanks again to Josh for having fun and hanging out with us, hanging out and everything like that. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So I do want to make a quick apology. I know I brought this up on Channel X the other day. Um, there was one celebrity during there was one celebrity that I thought was Wee Man from Jackass. I was wrong. It was Brad Williams. So, like I said on Channel X, I apologize. I apologize, and I will in the future not make that same mistake again. So, um, so yeah. But nonetheless, it was still a good show and everything. We pretty much didn't really do the my rating system and everything like that. My grade system and everything like that. So I'm going to give it um my own rating on this episode, which is going to be um a B plus. It was a really good show. It was. Um, I know we did the thumbs up and the thumbs down and everything. Hardly any bad matches on the card from what I saw. There were still really good ones and everything. So it really did its job. It really did its job. So yeah, it was really good. And so um it was a good show, and of course Kenny Omega got the got got the Dynamite Superstar of the Week, and we're gonna do another one this week, because I feel that it's necessary that we do another one to pretty much wrap up the week. So um let's go ahead and um so before we even get to the um results of Dynamite and Collision for this week, um, just want to give everybody a heads up of what's going to be coming up for the what's going to be coming up, um, the upcoming events for everybody, and so um, this coming Wednesday, there's going to be AEW Dynamite and Collision for this Wednesday. And then on Wednesday, March 26th is going to be Omaha, Nebraska is going to be um, this Wednesday, Dynamite and Collision at Omaha, Nebraska. March 26th at St. Paul, Minnesota is going to be AEW Dynamite. March 29th, um, Collision will be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Um, April 2nd in Peoria, excuse me. April 2nd in Peoria, Illinois is going to be Dynamite and Collision. Um, April the 6th, Philadelphia is going to be hosting Dynasty. So it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show for that one. Um, then April 9th, they're going to be going to Baltimore, Maryland. And April 12th, AEW Collision is going to be in Springfield, Massachusetts. And on Wednesday, April the 16th, it's going to be um, Dynamite in Boston. And you'll be able to get your tickets. And tickets are on sale now through AEWTix.com. And yeah, definitely worth checking out everything. So yeah, just want to spread the word and everybody of AEW. and the upcoming events that they got going on and everything like that. So yeah, really really cool. So okay. Okay. So okay, I don't need this anymore. So that one's gone. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's take care of Dynamite. And so kicking things off, we heard from the international champion Kenny Omega. He had some pretty cool stuff. Has some good stuff to say. And once again, congratulations on winning the international championship. And so just pretty much thanking the fans for sticking by him during his lows with thought that when doctors said that he would never wrestle again due to the diverticulitis that he had. Um, and so yeah, and and pretty much thank the not only thank the fans for as I said, for being behind him and everything like that, for the support and everything like that, but also thanking Takeshita for pushing him harder at the at the pay per view, and 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 pretty much thanking Tony for for a great idea to come up with a tournament and everything, and we're going to be talking about that for Dynasty, and yeah, this is going to be a really good. We're going to see where the bracket stands and everything like that. So I don't have the official bracket with me. Um, I tried to get the bracket and everything like that, but all I got was the one that before it was filled up for the week and everything like that. So yeah. um, so hopefully I'll get it up for well, it's kind of redundant now because they're going to be doing the Fatal Four Way next week and everything. So yeah. Um, so opening contest for Dynamite was a trios match. The Ops, which is Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hook, taking on um, Pacifico, Eli Thesis, and Gabriel Arios. And yeah, this was a pretty pretty decent match and everything. They just went out there and the Ops did their business and won the match. And so yeah. Uh, and of course, then after that, Ricochet was backstage, having a few words to say to about Shibata, and he was pretty much hyping up the match between him and Shibata. That's going to be at on Collision. We're going to talk about that shortly. And and then shortly after that, it was announced that this coming Wednesday on Dynamite, um, the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley is going to be defending the title against Adam Copeland in a street fight for the title, and Swerve won the match at Revolution. He's going to be facing the winner of whoever's champion at the end of that match. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. They didn't really have when Christian cashed in the contract and everything like that, he Copeland didn't get pinned. So yeah, that's how it went. So so now there's going to be no excuses coming into this match, and so yeah, it's going to be one-on-one, unless of course um, Death Riders are going to be showing up. So yeah. Um, and then Moxley came started cut a little promo and pretty much hyping their match for this week and for for the next event for the next event on there. So yeah, it's going to be really good. And then up next, Hologram and Powerhouse Hobbs in a tag team match against the Machine Brian Cage and Dralistico. And in the corner of Hologram is Hologram is Harley Graham, which is Harley Cameron in a mask, which I thought was really cool. And in the corner of Brian Cage and Dralistico was the Beast Mortos. And so yeah, this was pretty funny. And during the match, Beast Mortos was stomping on Hologram. Then Harley Graham ran over to distract Mortos with a little dance, and so yeah, it was pretty funny and everything like that. But nonetheless, Hobbs and Hologram won the match, and Mark Davis and Lance Archer walked out and pretty much taunting Powerhouse Hobbs. So yeah. Um, hmm. Then so yeah, and then Alicia Tout caught up with the Her Syndicate and had some comments after their performance on the pay-per-view, and MVP pretty much that they're the most dominant faction in professional wrestling today, and they want to hurt people. And up next was Timeless Tony Storm cutting a promo, and yeah, this was pretty good. This was a really good promo. Just talking about her victory, pretty much talking about her victory. From Revolution, and that how it was a Hollywood ending. And saying that a chunk of her heart will be gone forever, but looking at the title, it was well worth it. And saying, and then she followed it up by saying that it's time for a new beginning, and pretty much taking on all comers, and I'm gonna quote what she was saying here. It's like, when you fight me, it's like visiting the zoo, because I bleed like a pig and I will eat you like a lion. And I promise you'll never hear me meow. It will be messy, it will be sweaty, but it will always be timeless. So, and then but she also referenced a certain kitty, another name for a kitty cat. So, yeah. But it was funny though. Um, then after she cut that promo, of course dropping the mic. Then Megan Bayne came out and attacked her from behind. Um, no, you are actually in time. I'm pretty much going about the um talking about Dynamite. Then we're gonna jump right into Collision, so you didn't miss anything on that. And so yeah, so yeah. Um, and with that being said, the um the first match of the International Championship Eliminator tournament was Beast Mortos taking on a wild card, and the wild card turned out to be Speedball Mike Bailey, and was a pretty good match between the two of them, uh, back and forth. And I never knew that Speedball fought with his without no shoes on. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. So yeah, a lot of good moves between the two of them. So yeah, it was really good. And and Mike Bailey won the match, and he advances to the Fatal Four Way um, next week. Um, then Renee Parquet caught up with Christian and the Patriarchy, and so a little tension between Nick Wayne and Christian, and yeah, it was so yeah, pretty much Nick Wayne not knowing his place within the patriarchy. So so after Christian shoved Nick Wayne, he was like, "How many world titles have you won? How many world titles has your biological father?" He's going to be Christian's going to be the champion, if it's the last thing he does on this planet. Keep riding my coattails because the next time we'll have this conversation will be the last one, which is true, And don't want to mess. You don't want to mess with Christian. So, especially when especially when he's still a top heel in the business there. So yeah. So there will come a time where Christian will be champion. Just now wasn't the time. And then MGF came out, pretty much talking about the match that he lost to Adam Page, and yeah, it was. So yeah, he pretty much talked through the heart and everything like he always does with his promos, and then MVP came out and pretty much um, exchanged pleasantries, and shortly after, um, MVP hands the card to MGF and walked away, and said, pretty much said what they had to say, and so yeah, and I agree with Tez. Um, MGF has a decision to make, so yeah, hopefully that will come out and everything like that. After the commercial break, Max Caster came out and continued with the open challenge, and Takeshita answered the challenge. And next week on Dynamite, he's going to go against Max Caster and Takeshita are going to be going at it. Oh wait. Oh, it's this week. Correction. I apologize. I read it wrong. And so Takeshita came out, finished him off, finished Caster off really quickly, and yeah, so yeah, that was pretty that was a quick win, and so yeah, there you go. And Chris Jericho was backstage holding Gravity's mask. Um, if you saw in Zero Hour at Revolution, he unmasked Gravity, and pretty much the match never took place and everything like that. So yeah, and so yeah, it's gonna be very interesting in the, as and so basically just building more heat for the rivalry between him and Bandito, and so yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see those two finally fight and everything like that. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Um, Penelope Ford and Willow Nightingale fight it out and everything, and pretty much a little bit back and forth and everything like that. Um, and Willow won the match, and then after the match, um, Penelope cracked Willow with a steel chair. Chris Statlander came out and try pretty much trying to from what I understand, that after after Willow and Statlander separated, they they're working on trying to get back um in good spirits and everything like that, but um it was cut short because Mega Bang came out and blindsided Willow and Chris with a double clothesline. And so yeah. And then um Renee Pax was backstage talking with Mercedes Moné. Tony Schiavone was in the ring interviewing Will Ospreay, and so yeah, that was had some things to say about that. Then a lot of promos in this match. You know, I'm gonna skip all that. So another Eliminator tournament match was Orange Cassidy taking on Head Shiro, and Jim Ross um, joined the broadcast position to for the main event, and very good match between the two and everything. One and done. Orange Cassidy wins the match and advances to the Fatal 4-Way for next week. And Mike Bailey comes out and, you know, smiling and pointing at Orange Cassidy. So yeah, pretty good show. Pretty good show. And so yeah, all right. So that's pretty much all the stuff that happened on Dynamite. So now let's talk about Collision. Let's talk about Collision. This is what everybody wanted to see. And opening contest. Ricochet taking on Shibata from the Ops. This was a match. This was a really good match. And a really good way to open up the show. A lot of back and forth, and yeah, this was a really good match. The crowd was really into this match, and I apologize, folks. And then Ricochet blasted Shibata with a brainbuster, and Shibata came back with a German suplex, and then later Ricochet connected with a line salt, then with a standing shooting star press for a near fall. Shibata flattened Ricochet with a backbreaker. Then Ricochet put his foot on the rope and pinned Shibata out of nowhere, stealing the victory. And so yeah, Ricochet advances, and yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So one more wrestler to go, and then we'll talk about that later. So, and Timeless Toni Storm was in her dressing room shortly. Murder Machine tried to fire up Mark Davis ahead of his match by assaulting some local wrestlers. Hobbs took on Griff Garrison, the Frat House, and it was a quick match. Talent, so it looks like a talent enhancer. And took out Griff with a spine buster, and then pinned him 1, 2, 3. And Hobbs is on a 6-match winning streak. And the Frat House started surrounding the ring, but then the Outrunners came out, helping Hobbs clean the ring of Preston, Griff, and Jameson. So yeah, it looks like a little friendship is there between Hobbs and the Outrunners. My favorite tag team. And Lexi Nair was backstage with Thunder Rosa, and pretty much Thunder Rosa was hyping the match that they're going to have later on in the evening, and Megan blindsided Thunder Rosa and left her on the floor, and we'll talk about her more about Thunder Rosa in this review. Up next was the last match of the International Championship Eliminator match, tournament match, and Mark Briscoe taking on Mark Davis. And yeah, this was another good match. A lot of back and forth with this one. And later on, Briscoe served up some redneck kung fu. And Briscoe hit, and then later on, Briscoe hit Davis with a fisherman suplex for a near fall. Davis blocked a J driller, then countered with a short snap pile driver. Then Davis countered Briscoe, but Briscoe kicked out of the 2 count. Fans were into this match, so they were going AEW. And Briscoe planted Davis with a Death Valley driver. Then Briscoe climbed to the top rope, but the Murder Machines came down to the ring, distracting the ref long enough to knock Briscoe off the turnbuckle. Then Davis hit the Coriolis force and pinned Briscoe. So Davis is the last man to be in this fatal 4-way that's going to be this coming Wednesday, I should say. 4-on-2 match. This was a quickie. The Murder Machines, Lance Archer and Brian Cage, took on 4 talent enhancers. This was pretty quick and decimated them in less than 2 minutes. Then after that, Mark Briscoe came to the ring with a steel chair and was outnumbered by the Murder Machines. Then Powerhouse Hobbs came out to help out Briscoe, and Cage and Briscoe um, battled it out while Hobbs and Archer brawled inside at ringside. Then after Swerve Strickland came out, he has some things to say, and yeah, so um, has some things talking about Cope, and so yeah, going to be very interesting to see who's going to be facing who Swerve's going to be facing after Moxley and Copeland. We'll talk a little bit about that before the episode is over. So, um, and then up next we find out the condition of Thunder Rosa, and Thunder Rosa pretty much said, Megan, I'm not going to let you punk me tonight. And then comes a trios match, which is Hologram and Top Flight taking on Dante and Darius Martin. The Top Flight, which is Dante and Darius Martin, taking on Shane Taylor Promotions, Lee Moriarty and the Infantry, Carl Bravo and Sean Dean with Shane Taylor. And Harley Graham was watching the match on the monitor backstage during this awesome match, and so yeah, pretty much back and forth between all three six wrestlers, and yeah, this was really good. And Hologram Top Flight win the match. Up next was Thunder Rosa and Megan Bayne, and this was pretty brutal match. Pretty much Megan Bayne was dominant through most of this match, and Thunder Rosa just didn't want to give up and everything like that, and just try to give everything out there. But Megan Bayne was too much for her, and but then Thunder Rosa took up the defense with a shotgun drop kick from the top rope, and Thunder Rosa shoved Bayne into the steel ring post, and Rosa bashed Bayne's head against the steel ring steps, and then Megan Bayne came back and grabbed Thunder Rosa and planted her with an F5 on the rampway. And then Bayne finished off Thunder Rosa with face descent in the ring and pinned Thunder Rosa. Then after the match, Megan Bayne put Rosa in a backbreaker. Then Toni Storm came down to the ring, and then she and Megan started duking it out, and Megan Bayne planted Toni Storm with a face descent. And Then Chris Statlander came out to help Thunder Rosa. To help Thunder Rosa to her feet, while Luther, the Butler, carried out Toni Storm. So yeah, a lot of crazy stuff, and so yeah, it looks like Megan Bayne is going to be the next in line to go after the women's championship. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on there, sir. My eyes are watery. Napkins, tissues rather. Up next, this is the main event. FTR taking on the undisputed taking on the Undisputed Kingdom, and Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole were on commentary. So yeah, it was pretty decent. Good match between the two teams. Very good. Fans were really into this match. So yeah. Right. And so it was pretty much TV time remaining and everything like that. And which I think was a 20-minute match. But after the 15 minutes had passed, there were 5 minutes left in the match. Then FTR went for the powerplex, but Roddy got his knees up to counter it. FTR came back with the Shatter Machine on Roddy and pinned Roddy. Very good match, and yeah, FTR won the match. And after the match, Garcia and Cole came into the ring and stared each other down, shook hands, and Undisputed Kingdom offered their hands to FTR, but FTR walked away. And that's how they closed off Collision. Very good show. And so yeah, it was pretty decent. Pretty decent. So with that being said, the Dynamite Wrestler of the Week. This one's a toughie. This one's a real toughie. A lot of good matches. A lot of good matches this week. I think I'm gonna have to go with Hologram on this one. And he's pretty much been undefeated since coming since ever since he debuted. He hasn't lost a match. And so yeah, why not? Hologram has been doing really good work and everything. And yeah, this was a really good moment. So yeah, this was a really good match. He's had some really good matches since in there, even though some of the matches were always against Beast Mortos, and for a percentage of them. But lately, he's been having some fairly decent matches with other wrestlers, and this on a couple occasions being on two shows and doing really well. And I don't even know his record right now. And so we'll talk about that next time and everything like that. So I just don't have the time nor the patience to type in his name and everything like that. So I just want to get out of here because it's getting late. So so yeah. So yeah. With that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in this week. We had a lot of fun. We opened up the week with an AEW show, and we're closing the week with an AEW show. So yeah, that's pretty good. And so yeah, not bad, not bad. Way to wrap up the week. So thank everybody who came out and hung out and everything. So yeah, thank you to Robert, to Roberto, for joining us in chat and everything. So thank you also, but more importantly, thank you all that are watching and everything like that. Be sure to follow me on Blue Sky at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below who you think's gonna win the Fatal 4-Way next week between Ricochet, Orange Cassidy, Speedball, and oh crap, who was the other one? Just had his name too. Oh, Mark Davis. Okay. So those are the four guys that are going to be competing. So let us know who you think's going to go up against Kenny Omega at Dynasty. Let us know in the comments section down below, and be sure. And then also ring the bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next, and be sure to support small streamers like myself by doing the most important thing that you could do for a small streamers like myself, and that is putting the finishing move on that subscribe button. We will see you all here again next week, and for another fun, exciting episode of Wrestling Prime Elite. We'll be back here on Thursday, talking about continuing our Nintendo month on Channel X, and then of course the OG Wrestling Prime. Talk about the other brand. And then of course next Saturday we'll be here for Wrestling Prime Elite. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you then. Till next time, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.